We need a challenge. If there's no challenge, there's nothing for us to think about. And what you explained in your video is that a woman doesn't fall in love with you when she's with you. She falls in love when she's alone thinking about you.
I always tell guys, if you had a woman who was into you, you can sense it. She's talking like there's a future between the two of you. She's sending you flirty texts in the middle of the day, excited to see you. And then in a blink of an eye, something changed and she's distant, she's unavailable, she barely responds to your messages, or she just ignores them, or she gives you those cold one-word replies, then chances are you made at least one, if not all, of the 3 big deadly mistakes.
So why is confessing your feelings to a girl such a big mistake?
So if you've ever been with a guy and you slowed things down or you pulled back, why was it? Give me a reason. What happened that caused you to pull back?
You're putting me on the spot. But mainly because I'm not sure about him, and it feels like maybe he was more sure than I was. Like, I'm still getting a feel for him. I can tell he already wants to be my boyfriend.
Exactly. So us guys, and trust me, I was guilty of this for a long time. When a girl that seemed to like me, when a girl like this puts the brakes on, our first thought is maybe she didn't know how much I liked her. Or maybe she didn't know I was serious about her and that's why she's losing interest. But like you just said, when a woman senses that this guy's really into me, that's when she pulls back a little bit to give herself some space, some breathing room, right? She's like, this is going fast. This is moving towards a relationship. He seems really, really into me. Am I sure that I want this, right? That's what's going through her mind. So she pulls back a little bit. And the guy does the complete opposite of what he should do. Like I said, I've been there. You start going further in your confessions of romantic interest and wanting to be with her and complimenting her. Listen, I've done it. I've sent the mushy email telling her how special she is and all of that stuff.
Well, I think every guy watching probably has done this at least once. Can he turn it around afterwards?
Yeah, you can fix things, but not by doing what most guys do. I'm gonna explain in a second, but here's another mistake. Don't buy her a gift. Please don't buy her a gift. Don't plan out some super special thing for her. The last thing you wanna do when a girl pulls back is put more pressure on her.
I think that's important no matter what. If I just started dating a guy, I think it's weird if he buys me gifts or plans super elaborate dates. It's just too much too soon.
Well, there's a reason for that, and I talk about this in my video, but it should appear to a woman that you're slowly falling for her, that you're slowly realizing the special things that you like about her, that you're not quite made up your mind, but she's winning you over day by day. As a guy, we might complain that, these are games. I don't want to have to play games. I hear that all the time. But for the woman, this is romance. This is what she's biologically conditioned to chase. When you say to a woman very early on, I like you, in her head, the woman hears, he's admitting to me that he likes me, which gives me all the power, which for some strange reason makes me not like him as much anymore. Now, there's a lot of psychological reasons behind this, and I'll explain them in a minute.
Telling her is bad because it takes the magic, the suspense, the mystery, and
100%.
that tension and that mental challenge out of the situation. It sort of pops the balloon too early. What are some other mistakes guys make when a girl pulls away?
Here's one. Don't start apologizing or overly explaining yourself. We do this. We think that she's mad because we said something stupid, or maybe one night we couldn't hang out because we went out with our friends. So we start apologizing to her, and it comes across as really try hard. Anytime you give off that kind of desperate vibe, it's gonna push her away. Now, here's another one, and I did this a lot, and that's trying to match her coldness. This is when a guy goes, well, she's taken a day to respond to me, so I'm gonna wait 2 days to reply back to her. And they're sort of mirroring her coldness. So we don't text her as much, right? As we used to. And we think we're like accomplishing something, or we wait longer to respond. She sends us something and we wait a couple hours to get back to her and we think we're doing something. But what happens though, and this always happens, the minute she actually reaches out to us and wants to hang out or whatever, we immediately say, hey, do you want to hang out? Oh yeah, I'm definitely free, right? Who's guilty of that? I've done it. It's hard not to when you like the girl. But here's the problem with that. When you do that, when you play this game and then she texts you and you immediately jump on it, she knows you were only not texting her because you were playing a game. And it's like, oh, he wasn't texting me because he was upset that I wasn't texting him, so he was getting back at me, right? Now, there's a much better way to handle this, and I'll explain how to do that in a minute. But you also, one more thing, you also never want to give her an ultimatum. A lot of guys do this, right? That's where you're like, this is the last time I'm gonna invite you out, you know, or whatever, right? Hey, this is the last time I'm gonna send a message. But now you're forcing her to make a decision, which, as we said earlier, you're putting pressure on her that pushes her away. Plus, if you really like the girl, let's be honest, you're not ready emotionally to walk away. So you wind up backtracking and still reaching out to her again, which makes you look needy.
So you've got a video where you teach guys what to do instead, and the gist of it is you make it feel like her idea. So she's chasing you instead of you chasing her.
Yeah, exactly. I teach a technique that turns things around with a woman. It involves a discovery that I made. You know, I've been coaching guys for 16 years now, and in the first couple minutes of the video, I actually have a female that I brought on camera who reveals this discovery because it has to do with the unique way that women fall in love. They fall in love differently than we do, and how you can elicit the chase, right? Because most guys chase women, but women are actually hardwired to want to chase a man. It's in their instinct, it's their DNA. She wants to chase you. It's just how she's wired.
Yeah, I'll be honest, at first I was like, shut up, that is not true. But when I watched your video, I was like, okay, he's right. And what I love is that you're not telling a guy to be a jerk or play games. He can still be a nice guy, but he's going to do and say things that actually make her more attracted. I'll put a link to it below where you map out the exact technique and the specific steps you can take to get a girl chasing you.
Now, I also want to explain is that even if you've already messed up, even if you think, well, I made all these mistakes, here's the thing. You can turn things around. You can erase those mistakes, that image of you from her mind. You can get a second chance to stop her from pulling away.
So guys, you can click the link below to check it out. If you're a guy, it's worth watching because you explain it's vitally important that you know exactly how to go from one step to the next with a woman in a way that always leaves her wanting more.